Welcome back to the table, everyone. In this case, until Rona's up, it'll be our virtual table. So, with the previous session that everything has happened, you had met Thatcher, figured out that he was in love with Cecilia, who Derek of Gaunt had decided that Thatcher was not a man currently fit to wed Cecilia, which you, in the name of love, quickly decided that this man deserves a chance at love and quickly changed that opinion the more you got to know him. But as you got to know him more, you had discussed with Derek that if you returned his war banner from the Bruteback clan, that he would give Thatcher the chance to swoon Cecilia with his favor. So, with all this information given, you had decided that murder sounds like a great thing to talk about, but for someone to be annoying is not enough to kill them. At least that's where we stand last time I checked. So, with that, after you had spent your time in the Bruteback camp, Theo had snuck away from the party and decided to try and climb up the pole, though with some grand perception by Shizung, which is the leader of the Bruteback clan, was tossed a javelin into his thigh and then climbed down and decided that the better solution would be to face the tower as a way to earn the banner. Going onto the beach shore, you had found two feral kobolds and two feral gnolls. So with that, you have defeated them, and Bellini gained a little more respect for Thatcher when Thatcher stopped trying to be friendly to you all. You now walk up to this tall tower standing about 50 feet high. Seems no entrances and even slightly abandoned from the outside. As you walk into the main floor, you see that this is where the gnolls and kobold were living. There were small little camps where a fire would be had and a rickety door that leads up to what would be the second floor. With your information, you know the next few floors entail some puzzles and riddles, as well as one final trial of combat at the very top waiting for you. To be able to get the war banner back, you have to climb this tower and return with one of the ceremonial daggers being kept by the guards keep at the very top that Shizong has placed. So with that, what would you all like to do?
I think hearing that, I just do a dead sprint, like just as fast as I can forward. Just arms in the air. Carnage! Let's go!
All right. Well, if you want me to go first, I guess. I mean, I did prove myself in combat that, unlike you guys, I know how to strike off the hop. And he proudly swings open this door with a rickety just ee, and you see as it's been well traversed, though it's covered in blood stains and various different markings that looked that most people who fought in this combat were not as lucky as you to have gotten through with so few little scars.
I think now that my leg is healed, I think I'm gonna de-Bjorn myself. You know how like most backpacks have like those like clippy things? I like to think there's just like one that like supports in the center and I could just like drop out of it.
Yeah, so we'll say that you, like jumping out of a plane, pull a cord like a parachute, except it just drops you the 5 feet that your feet are hanging above, which to you feels like you fell an entire person's width, and a little bit more as you land on the ground. Though falling and not really thinking about it, the Charlie horse leg gives way for a second as you land.
Oh no. I'm gonna put my hand on like the side of Fedwin's stumped leg and I'm gonna be like, "Don't worry, fella. We'll be back together soon."
And with a tear in his eye, Fedwin's just like, they grow up so fast.
Um, you do realize that this was a combat strategy, right? Like, he's not you just don't own people.
I really should have breastfed you more, because then I don't think you would have left me so early.
Right. You're a fucking idiot. Let's get this over with.
Shut the fuck up, Thatcher! Who asked you?
Yeah, so you sprint up, and as you're running up, you notice that the little like blood droplets and whatnot are becoming less and less constant. Not that it's been less traversed up this staircase, but it seems like this area is actually kept to a certain extent. As you get to the top, this is actually a nicely polished room. It's not marble or anything, it's just the stone is kept care of. Any of the moss or anything that would be kind of growing on the inside of this tower seems to be pushed back, so it's just in the cracks of it. And standing alone, you see a small fountain trickling slowly beside a door. And reading on the door, you see, I am smoother than any rhyme. I love to fall but cannot climb.
I mage hand whatever's in the fountain onto the door. I just like a scoop and throw.
Perfect.
The old scoop and throw technique.
So yeah, as you do this, the riddle kind of glows and you watch a chunk of the wall turn to sand and slowly fall itself out.
I continue to do that.
Yeah, so within time, as you kind of eventually are watching this wall that looks more of a thick clay, but as you're adding water to it, it turns to more of a malleable sand, like it lost its hardness, and the door finally chips itself away.
I pocket a little bit of that water.
Take a couple sips.
I mean, I see water, I see a door, I don't know what else to do, so why not door water?
Yes, precisely as I thought. I was only giving you the head start to, see if you had the chops.
Did any of you else figure that out? Honestly.
Yeah, what do I look like, an idiot?
I'm not even sure I figured
Of
it out.
course
I think I just did.
You
Obviously,
did.
Thatcher.
You
It's not like we have
fucking
small
your
brains such as
elders.
yourself.
Right. Well, that's floor 2.
And he starts walking up the new staircase behind, and this one, you even see as the tower, like, less people have gotten further on this one. It seems as though any brute who would have tried to come to this tower usually would be stumped by something as simple as that kind of riddle, with the solution more than just saying water. So as you climb the stairs, you get to the 3rd floor, and on the 3rd floor you see there is a small door, just barely big enough that if Fedwin would crouch underneath, would be able to get through the door. Though it doesn't have any locks. All you see is the outline of the door on the wall itself, as if it'll slide away by a mechanism. And in the center of the room, you see there is a key sitting on the table.
All we see is an outline of a door.
Yeah, so you would see where roughly a door sits, but there's no handle, there's no lock. It just seems that it would slide into the wall.
I mage hand the key and outline the door with the key.
So yeah, you being depthfully in these puzzles, look poshly, gesture your mage hand, and you hear a and now you have traced the door with a key.
And then I look at Thatcher and be like, ta-da!
And the door doesn't open. You just now
Fuck!
have a key.
I throw down the key.
I would like to approach the outline of the door and start feeling it around and pressing up against it and try to see if it's just like an outline or if it's actually some object that would move.
So feeling, you even feel like the slight breeze as your hand goes over the crease. So it's not like an airtight seal or anything, but you do feel that there's nothing like pushing on it. It doesn't give in at all. It seems that there's only whatever mechanically locks the door is what will unlock it.
Right. Okay.
Can I just try to put the key where the keyhole would be?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, so you take this key and it just, as now you're watching as just Thatcher is trying to search the room.
I throw the key down again and yell, fuck again. I'm just like, God fucking damn it! Ugh! I have a nap. I have a rage nap.
So Fedwin looks. Is there any sort of chalk or
No, this room actually seems extremely clean.
anything really?
The table and the key, those are the only 2 things.
What is the table made out of?
What shape is the table?
Could we put the table against the doorway?
Yeah, so you, being so brilliant, pick up this table and just, you now have a table with its legs against the door.
There's a door.
What is this table made out of?
Just wood. It looks like they took it from a bar, if anything. There's no inscriptions on it.
Anything on the underside of it?
Can I search the room for a possible keyhole that might exist not on the door directly?
Sure, yeah, roll me investigation, please.
Can I help him?
Yes, you wake up from your rage nap.
You got this, Polly!
Can Fedwin start ripping off the legs off the table to kind of make his own door handle?
A 3.
What was your other roll?
Is that with advantage?
Oh, no, sorry.
He's giving you the help action.
Ooh.
Ooh.
16?
16, yes.
Numbers are upside down or hard. 16.
So yes, with a 16, you look around and eventually running your hand along the base of the door, you do feel the little lip of a keyhole.
Please give me the key.
Fuck it, I don't even want this key anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna try and put the key in the keyhole.
Okay, yeah, so you turn the key and you hear all these grinding gears and turning intricate things as the door stays still, though. But you do see that 4 of these stone panels flip themselves around, as well as one leaves a small slat for light to shine through. On the first panel, you see a picture of a log in a hearth that says, "Feed me and I will live. Give me a drink and I will die." The second one is a
Fire.
stone. As you scream fire, nothing happens.
Oh, we need
I
fire.
firebolted.
I don't have
I
any.
cast fireball somehow.
So
Firebolt.
I'm not the level or the class, but I do it.
the magic doesn't work. So the other 3 stones that turn around are with soft dirt, how men move past what never mattered. And the third one is the image of a grandfather clock without the swinging arm in the body of it. What is harmless to everyone, but will kill even the strongest men. Finally, on the 4th tile that turns itself around, you find there is a statue of a man holding a spear and shield, a small ceremonial hand axe, and a magnifying glass.
Okay, perfect. I'm thinking the first one is fire, and I think the second one is water because this, again, like in the last room, it looked like stone, and we used water to get by it. And so then the third one, that'd be time. So I think it's fire, water, time, or it could be something relating to the elements.
Fedwin spits on the stone that says, "Give me a drink and I will die."
You spit on the stone, and now there's just this hawked loogie with questionable fluids on it, just sitting on top of this hearth.
I tried my best, mates.
We have to use the beam to get the table on fire because that's how we get the fire. Like, okay, so like when you like burn grass with like a magnifying glass,
Sure.
it focuses the sun's rays into a concentrated beam, and then that's powerful enough with enough heat energy to, So I'm thinking because it says there's a beam focusing light to a beam, we use that to get the fire. Tom, you're smiling. Are you proud of me?
Sorry, this first line is confusing me. When the keyhole is put into the hole, it will turn, opening one slot with magnifying glass shining light to the beam. Is that the statue? That's the image?
No, so the image is the 3 dash things at the bottom.
Okay.
So your images are the first tile being a picture of logs in a hearth with the riddle below it. The second one being a picture or a stone turns over with soft dirt. So this one, when it turned over, it's like soft dirt is carved into this with the riddle below it. And the third one is the image of a grandfather clock, though the arm, the large, massive swinging arm that sits inside of a grandfather clock, is missing.
Okay.
Okay, I have an idea for the grandfather clock.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this game called Escape the Room or something like that, and essentially you would like pick up certain things and solve little riddles in the room, and then you could put pieces together.
Yep.
Which would create something else you can solve it. If we take the spear and then the shield, we might be able to make that little arm thing, and that would be the missing arm for the clock.
That tricks.
Let's try it, gang.
Just saying, I did spit on the stone and water did not trigger anything.
I am triggered.
So yes, you are correct. As you light one of these legs in the table, you light the fire and you put it against the hearth. It does actually ignite the small hearth inside the stone.
Oh.
And when you put the spear in the shield correctly, same with the picture of the hearth, the words kind of light up as though letting you know you did solve these 2.
Okay.
Which leaves a stone turns with soft dirt. How men move past what never
I have no
matters.
idea what it's saying, though.
It is true, is it
Oh,
not?
I know. Bury the hatchet.
Yeah, you were...
You have to take the hand axe and put it into the soft dirt. I was a very lonely child.
Perfect.
Riddles were my
so
only
as
friends.
you guys do this, you're all sitting there confused and you're watching Thatcher try and figure this out with you, and more so like he's working on like a group project by himself.
But we all put our names on the assignment.
Yeah, don't forget to write my name down.
And as you're all trying to do this, with Theo doing all this, he takes the stool which Fedwin is still trying to make into a door handle and lights it on fire with the magnifying glass and ignites the hearth and wakes up Bellini from his rage nap to get him to move out of the way so he can put the spear and shield under the grandfather clock, and finally buries the hatchet You hear as now all these gears are clinking and turning as everything shifts in place, and you watch the door finally slide its way open.
So all of that meant something to you, eh, Theo? I still don't get what was happening.
I was a very lonely child, except for this one guy who was, I guess, a custodian or a janitor of some sort at the place where I learned a lot of stuff, and he taught me a lot about riddles and thinking outside the box. I guess it came in handy here.
Excellent, good boy. Between you and I, this should be, no trouble at all. After all, I did find where to put the key.
And I found the door.
So yeah, this door is now open, and Thatcher uncrosses his arms and goes, "Well, we can tell which one's the planner of the group. Let's get this last floor over with."
Wow, you sound really cocky, Thatcher, considering you're someone who didn't contribute at all to what we were just doing.
Strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry
You didn't even
Cecilia.
try to solve the
Marry you.
puzzles. Come on, man. Don't be nice to us, Thatcher. That's really the message here.
I really want to hit you right now, Fedwin. Just kick the fucking stump out of your leg.
Do it.
You touch that beautiful, glorious man, and I swear to God, I'll end your insignificant life before you can even know what happened to you.
Thank you, son. At least someone cares.
I'm gonna pat Fedwin on the stump leg again and be like,
I do care, but again, I'm not your son.
Thank you, Theo.
Full sprint up the stairs.
So yeah, you fully sprint, and as you're about halfway up the stairs, you notice this kind of gray fog rolling, and to you, like to everyone else, it's like ankle height, shin height at most, but to you, your eyes are just barely above this fog as it's rolling. It's giving this disgusting, hard to focus smell as you're approaching it. It's just billowing out from the final door.
Hey, Fedwin, put me on your head.
can I rush up? Oh, I was gonna put you in my little hood. But yeah, Fedwin probably better. You have you can see higher, you got that advantage. You have the high ground.
Fedwin puts Bellini on his head.
Oh, I just wanted to keep my face out of the weird smoke. You guys smell that? It smells like butts.
Yes? It reminds me of my old home.
Polly, you
Not
need to
my
have a
home
shower.
anymore, though, is it?
So yeah, you're standing in front of this door as you're watching this smoke flow itself out through the creases.
Onward?
Thatcher, open the door.
Yeah, Thatcher, why don't you make yourself useful for once and open this door?
Yeah, considering you feel that you are truly some sort of leader, then please, by all means, lead. Open
I mean,
the door.
he did kick ass in the first fight and heal your leg, dude.
It wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
I told you I could have healed your leg just fine.
See?
An old army medic I am, you know?
Exactly. We already have a healer.
As you're bickering, he's already pushing through the crowd, just swings the door open as this smoke kind of falls itself out of the room and is now more close to like chest high. For purposes of vision and whatnot, I'm going to say chest high for everyone because I don't want to try and dictate that it's only shin high for some, but chest high for others. So it's enough that it's flowing through, that it's getting to your face, but it thins as it gets higher.
Is Thatcher dead? Sound off, Thatcher.
Shut up, you annoying blue freak.
That hurt my feelings.
Hey, no one calls him a freak but us.
As you say this, he quickly turns around and goes, "I'll put you in a home.
I would
You,
love a
I
home.
feel like you're warming up to me.
Nice thing
I don't know
to
how.
say.
You,
Maybe this young
I hope you
man
hit your
is
head off of
so
every chandelier you walk through.
Can
And you, I
imagine?
think your Bjorn is dumb."
Oh,
And he just
just
walks into the
for
room.
me.
Can I sneakily cut the strings off his instrument?
Wait. Don't do that. He still has to, play that to be helpful to us.
Fine. I'm gonna sneakily cut 3 out of the 4 strings off of his instrument.
Dude, why?
Please don't.
Wow,
don't
his
do it.
songs are gonna suck. Not that they were ever good.
Do you actually do this?
I would like to do that, yes. Can I cut a single string off his instrument
But
then?
clearly his instrument is what gives him power.
Because he insulted my friends.
Theo, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh no, it's the
Okay,
gas.
just give me a hot sec. Because I think I have advantage. Yeah, I get advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic.
Okay.
Everyone stop breathing.
Do I have advantage on
Yes, you do.
that? Okay. 21.
So you feel this weird need to start laughing, but it slowly fades away as you kind of center yourself, and as you just see Thatcher quietly playing now 3 out of the 4 strings on his instrument, walking into the fog.
We're gonna die.
I'm starting to, I think I know what this is, but I don't want to metagame. And it's only because I played in another campaign where this happened. What color is this mist?
This mist is a dark gray.
Dark gray. Okay, so that's completely different from the other mist, I think.
I don't know. I just start making lots of little flashy lights. Because mist and flashy lights look cool.
What do we see in the room other than mist? Are there walls?
Yeah, can I look around?
So yeah, you wander in, and through this mist and fog, you see various just walls. It's no larger. The tower kind of expanded at the top on the outside. So you're looking at probably 30 by 30 foot room, just circular. And standing in the very back of the room, though, you see two figures. It's really hard to make out through the fog, though.
Can I message them?
Can we push Thatcher towards them?
Send him a quick little text. Can I go like try to blow all the mist away?
Yeah. So you blow and like some mist kind of goes away, but you see as it's billowing out through, and as you're looking, you see there are actual small holes in the top of the walls that it's just flooding down on.
Fedwin would like to take some dirt and plug up the holes.
There's no dirt to take.
How thick are these holes? Like, could I plug them with arrows?
I mean, you have that weird glue stuff.
Oh, you do have that paste. You had that paste though for your leg.
These holes are way too large for you to plug up.
Are they me walking in size, or are they me putting my arm in size?
They are you walking in.
How many?
It's surrounding the room, more than probably 30.
I'm gonna bust out my hot glue gun, get my cardboard, start cutting it.
Okay, I feel like this is another puzzle, but like, what do we do with smoke?
Get Thatcher to inhale all of it.
Like if let's say I like drop down, how obscured am I?
You would probably you'd get advantage on stealth, maybe, depending on how close you were to the enemies. But as you're discussing this, eventually one of them pipes up and goes, "There's no point in trying to clog the holes. The purpose of this room is, yeah, you're able to fight the kobold on the bottom. You're able to think in a calm situation. But when you're really in a fight, you've got to be aware of all of your surroundings, even with what's going on to disturb them."
Does the mist count as lightly obscured?
I would say yes.
Polly would like to attempt to hide, which he is a wood elf, so he is allowed to try to hide even when only lightly obscured, probably by crouching down into the mist.
Just like a really, really deep squat.
Yes.
Can Polly do that with his aging joints?
Yeah, yes. There.
Yes, don't you talk about my joints.
Yeah, there's a lot of old man noises, but the second like stealth is fully hit, it's like that final dad noise, like, and then it's silent.
Can I walk up and talk to the figure?
Yeah, and the figures, you see they're casually leaning against the wall, like they're obviously waiting for you. And he looks down and goes, we'll give you the advantage and let us know when you're ready to continue this, and we'll give it a fair fight, and let me know when you're ready. We're just waiting on you.
Do we need to fight to the death?
No, not to the death. We're not going to kill you, assuming that you respect this as well.
I respect anyone but Thatcher.
Wait, Thatcher's here? Hey, Thatcher! Oh, hey! Yeah, we're just here to get some daggers. Trying to get Cecilia.
Can I do a look around to see if I see the daggers? Like if I can see the daggers in the room or on these guys?
Yeah, you see that they are actually they are sheaths with a key that are locked to this person's belt.
Polly would like to pipe up out of the fog. Where is the key?
I'm gonna say that you're not considered hidden anymore.
To Theo, if you'd like, during this duel, you can sit on my shoulders and then kind of snipe people from the top. You can have a bird's eye view.
So that one won't be too possible, as there's only a few feet above you since you are so tall compared to the ceiling.
Then Fedwin can cradle him. Murder baby round 2.
They're like a good distance away from us?
Yes. Well, you walked up right to him.
Yeah, like I'm in between both of them, right?
Yeah.
I think I just say to the group, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do this," but like in message, so that they just all know to brace themselves.
Yep.
And then I thunder wave. I'm like, "Let's go!" Boom.
Can
Thunder wave.
Polly resume hiding before he does that? Maybe by moving a little so they don't know where he is anymore?
No, you piped up and he is doing this right away, but I am going to say If that's the case, can you roll me initiative, everyone?
Oh,
22.
you know what I got? I got 8.
Yay!
Cool.
I want to get this, like, the fight bit over with, because we still have to race back to the castle to make our 100 gold. I'm gonna prove that old man wrong. We can get this done by midnight.
If you get sidetracked at all, you will pass the midnight mark.
I think I'm just taking a kneel, like a kneeling position. Yeah, it's the superhero landing. I get on
The
my
one that
knee,
messes
I
up your
hit the
knees.
ground with my fist, and then I go, 100 gold?
But that being said, you are 8th in the initiative because as much as you want to call this a surprise round, they are prepared and literally just waiting for you. So the second you took a power stance is when combat would start.
I mean, I had to stand there for a second to align my chakras.
Yes, exactly.
22.
Oh, wow. Okay, 22.
That was my one good roll. I should have used it in combat.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you are all standing on the other side of the room, so about 20 to 30 feet away.
I was doing this away from you guys, so I get to hit them both at the same time, but also not hit you guys.
Where's Thatcher?
Probably just stand in the back.
Thatcher is closer to the back. You see him prepared to cast something, though.
Like, how close is he to Fedwin?
He's probably about 10 to 5 feet to you.
Fedwin takes one extra step back, just to be a little further away from him.
Okay, you are now right beside him. I said he is behind you.
Okay, he steps forward.
Did I end up cutting his strings?
I'm assuming so. Did you?
I cut one. Yeah. He looks like he's about to get ready to cast a spell. Good luck with that, bud.
You were literally hurting yourself.
It's worth it.
So, Bellini, I am sorry to tell you this, but you are last in the initiative.
I am fucked.
As you guys kind of spring to action, and you see Bellini is now trying to align his chakras and building up this energy. There's even a bit of a glow to him. Both this one wearing thin leather armor glances down with the other wearing large plate mail. As you are building up this energy, you watch as quickly the one wearing thin studded leather whips out his weapons. And Bellini, what is your AC?
15.
I hit both times. And what is your max health? Just out of curiosity.
Yes.
Bye, Bellini.
So, I rolled a 6 and a 5, and each attack gets +3. So, Bellini, can you take a beautiful 17 damage as you try and charge this attack? You watch, he dons out his scimitar, smacks you up with the blade as it gashes into your chest, lunging you up, hearing a small little Bellini,
I forgot how squishy it
and
was.
as you are in the air, he slashes sideways, flinging your unconscious body against the wall. And that is his final breaths before he is now unconscious. Following that, as you watch Bellini fall into the smoke, where he necessarily landed, you'll have to actually, search to find him.
Route.
Fedwin, you are up.
Fedwin takes off his cape and he starts spinning around with it to kind of clear the smoke.
So yeah, in a circle, you're kind of clearing out roughly an area of your location, but as quickly as you're clearing it out, with all this smoke bellowing in through these holes, it is filling up as quickly as you are emptying it.
Where's Theo in proximity to Fedwin?
I would be if Thatcher directly behind him, because I figured I'd be lined up with Thatcher on the opposite side of Fedwin.
Then yeah, so you've got Thatcher to the left of you and Theo to the right, and you're stuck in the middle with you.
Theo, if you'd like, you can use me as a shooting post.
I'm gonna look around for the keys, I think.
But Fedwin's already down on one knee, bowing, essentially saying, get on me.
Wouldn't the ceiling be too short for me to actually be able to get on there though?
On his shoulders, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but he can be in my arms or something. I could hold him.
I don't know why you want to hold him so much.
He doesn't want to lose his son.
I feel safer if my child was
Have
with
you seen
me.
my son?
You just, I feel
Here,
like
I drew his picture on a milk
I
carton.
feel like you're just the parent, on the phone with their kid who just went to college, being like, sure you don't want to come home for the long weekend? I'm making your favorite dinner.
Yeah, Fedwin's just dusting off his shoulders, making his hands nice and clean, spitting on them to be like, look, I'm clean.
It's just a bunch of dead skin and mold.
You watch as you're doing this, you notice the bandit who was originally looking very smug as he just blew away one of your party members is more just confused at the scene going on and just glances over and goes, "Hey, Thatcher, is this your new party?" And he goes, "No, they're starting to help me, but at this point, I don't know. They're thinking about murdering me, I think, and now they're just,
Yes, we are.
there's a lot more messed up here than I think what I originally signed up for."
Shut up, Thatcher.
So, is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, Fedwin?
Fedwin just takes 2 of his javelins in each of his hands, and as he walks forward, he's just gonna be jabbing like this in the fog.
Why are you jabbing in the fog?
To try and get the bad guys.
They're both standing very clear, like they're not hiding.
Oh.
So yeah, you slowly walking up, just murder hands, hoping you hit them as they're standing, like, up to your chest in height, just walking up slowly. Are you trying to hit one of them?
Yes.
Cool. Can you roll to hit, please? And you're just using your hands, no weapons, or, sorry, javelins?
2 javelins in each of my hands.
Okay.
18.
18. Are you going for the one in leather or the one wearing plate?
The one in leather, he's softer.
So you do hit him.
Yes.
Roll a d6 and add your strength.
7.
7? Cool. You swinging, just walking forward slowly, just, and at some point, because you're just doing such a slow trudge toward them over this like 30 feet of distance, eventually they stop taking you seriously, and like last minute you lunge a javelin deep in and actually just like it grazes off his ribs. And he's like, "Oh fuck!" Following this would be Polly. It is your turn.
Precisely. I will run up to the small one that fell. I'm going to cast Healing Word.
Can you roll me a perception, please?
Stomps on him by accident.
12?
You, through the thickness of this fog, are having trouble finding him.
No!
Does Healing Word just have a radius?
It has a range of 60 feet, but you do have to, it does specify that you have to see within range.
You looking through, as much as you see where like his little blood splatter is on the wall when he hit it, you're not really sure where he landed in that area.
Could I try to spend my action looking for him?
Yes, you could. You spend your action looking for him, and as you're doing this, you're just on the ground searching. Eventually, you are able to find him, but it took you your turn to find him.
I have a bonus action.
This is true.
And Healing Word can be cast with 1 bonus action.
Perfect.
Additionally, I read about Grave Clerics, and whenever I need to roll dice for like a healing spell to regain, it's just the maximum number.
I hop up and I'm just like, I live!
It's the Circle of Mortality trait for Grave Clerics.
Thank you, Polly! I
got you, little guy!
dumb. I shouldn't have hit them. I shouldn't have been up there. That was a whole bad idea.
And for sort of the last part of my move, I know it's essentially over, can I just lift Bellini up and maybe just onto my shoulder or something?
Yes, I will say you can do that. That'll be on the start of your turn, or for his turn, he can spend it to climb onto your back. So this would be, after that, Thatcher's turn, and to which Thatcher is going to strum out a few various music notes, and as he strums it, he taps Theo on the shoulder, and he kind of gives you a like nudge and starts singing this song, and you feel kind of a bravery build up, and you,
So inspired.
as you build up, you feel even temporary hit points. You get an additional 4 built it up onto your shoulders, as you now have this heroic feeling with you, and you just know that you're immune to being frightened and gain temporary hit points as he casts heroism on you. He starts to move himself a little more into the fog itself to kind of get closer to all of you all, and after that it would be the one in plate mail's as he glances over and looks at Fedwin. And what is your AC, Fedwin?
14.
Perfect. Sweet. So that rolled,
That's never a good sign.
I rolled a 17 and a 13, and he attacks with a +5, so both of those hit.
But just barely.
Just barely. And the first one, Fedwin, you are taking 14 damage as this knight pulls out this great sword, slashing down, and just as you are now plunged into this bandit with the javelin deep into his armor, as he's more holding it in place, he slashes and just gets you in the arm. As you pull away, he slashes up across your chest as you're just barely able to catch your balance.
It's a father's duty to keep his children safe.
And you see him glance over at this other orc just wearing thick armor, is now holding his side as the javelin is pulled away, and he goes, "Don't worry, this isn't anything we haven't handled before." And you see he kind of rolls his shoulder as though he's more inspired by what was just said. And now this would be Theo's turn.
All right. So, sorry, the daggers have locks on them.
Yes,
And so the keys are somewhere.
you don't know.
I'm going to run up to the guy in plate, or not plate, sorry, the other one.
Yep, wearing studded leather.
That's there you go. Yep. And I'm going to attack him with my short sword.
Okay.
Is anyone within 5 feet of him?
Yes, you would have fed one within 5 feet of you.
Okay, so that would give me a sneak attack if I hit.
Yes, and as you do this, you see he kind of like braces ready for you, and he gets in all like a fighting stance.
Should I roll to hit then?
Yes,
It's 23.
definitely hits. As you see, he even tries to like block your short sword. He blocks it with his sword and tries to throws you off to the side, but you quickly just switch your stance and are able to plunge into him.
15 damage.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm only gonna go for his Achilles tendon because I only want to make sure that he can never walk again and not that I kill him.
So yeah, you,
There you go,
running
like
up.
Batman.
You run up. The second he blocks your armor and tries to throw you off to the side, you kind of swing your hand back and bring it around as you just clip his ankle, lashing into it. You don't really strike the Achilles tendon. You get right above it, but you cut the boot line, if
Darn.
anything.
With my bonus action, I'm
Yep.
going to disengage and then get further behind them, the both of them.
So yeah, you get right behind them with a disengage. Disengage means you're leaving their threat range, so you're out of the 5-foot reach, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, but it also means that they don't get the attack opportunity.
Correct, yes.
Like disengage is like I stop fighting and then I can move.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
And I used my cunning action for that one.
Yes, Bellini, it is finally your turn.
I look a little bit Balrog, and I'm just gonna magic missile the guy in leather, because that's the guy who's already taken damage, right?
Yes.
Fuck you guys! And then 14.
14 total. Nice. Perfect. All right, so yeah, you fire off these bolts. This time, no one really there to disrupt as you build up this energy around you. These 3 orbs flying into them as he is now being stabbed by a javelin and being attacked by a shot to almost his Achilles tendon. These 3 bolts ping off his head. You see now there's just blood rushing down the side of his face. And he's now just like smiling and laughing, not in the sense that he's like insane about it, but this is probably the best fight he's had in a while, being cooped up in this tower.
I'm gonna ask him I just want to make sure you're okay, right?
Yeah, no, I'm good. And then the knight kind of glances over to the one wearing the studded armor, glances over to Bellini and goes, "I hope you know, no hard feelings. Like, this is just, we're in a tower. It's really intense. I saw you building up chakra. Like, it's really kind of cool." And the knight, like, through the helmet, you hear, "I hope you're okay. Like, are you okay?" Like, everyone's now taking a moment to make sure we're all understanding. This is just because we're in the tower.
I mean, I bounced off the fucking wall. I guess I forget how small I am, and then I try to use my movement to just try to crawl into Polly's pocket.
Yeah, you are now in Polly's pocket.
I'm like, I'll just stay here. Being back here blasting stuff, that's exactly where I need to be.
It's alright, little fella. And I'm gonna just pat the pocket gently.
So with this, it is finally, that's the rest of your turn, right, Bellini?
Yeah.
So finally, after everyone takes their moment to make sure everyone's okay, can the party roll me a Constitution saving throw?
What does 13 give me?
An unnatural 20.
Whew, you are
Oh, I got a
fine.
dirty 22.
Nice.
23.
But in terms of your Constitution saving throw, Bellini, as you get up, I guess you spent too much time down in the fog. You now are starting to get a little hazy, and you realize, like, you're starting to cough a little, as though there's something in this fog, and you take 1 point of poison damage, as well as you're going to have disadvantage on your next attack. Since you usually cast with attacks that just hit, I'm going to say for this to take effect, you're going to actually have to roll to hit with this.
Okay, I just puke.
Yeah. So yeah, Bellini crawls into your pocket, and you just hear, "Thanks, Polly."
Don't you be vomiting in my pocket! That's my vomit pocket!
Too late. Also, it's weird that you have a whole pocket for this.
So as this happens, now it's the bandits. And Theo, what is your AC?
16.
He turns around, and one of those is a 20. The other one doesn't hit, though. I rolled a 20 and a 2, so like
Yay.
opposite sides of the spectrum. And
Hit me right into that wall.
he turns around and he goes, "Look, I'm glad we're on good terms." And he just slashes into you with a just being a total of 15 damage as he just cleaves into you.
What?
I rolled a 6, and it's doubled plus 3 is 15 as he just slashes deep into you.
So that was 15, right? So it would take the 4 from the temp hit points, and then I would take the remaining
Yes.
11.
What's your max AC?
My max HP is 18.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
I'm gonna be winded, like coughing up blood, like don't worry, we're good. We're good.
if you're still like, and he like after he slashes, he like he stops and goes, "After this, if you're still up for it, I'll buy you a round."
That sounds great.
Cool. Back to fighting. And he swings a second time, but misses you.
Oh God, why?
It's weird. They're so chill and so violent.
And as this, it is
This
now
is truly the gentleman's sport.
Fedwin. It is your turn.
You hurt my baby. Fedwin, are the two men standing side by side still?
They're about 5 feet apart, but they are standing side by side. Yes.
I mean, could Fedwin stab with enough force to like run at them and like kebab them?
No.
He can kebab one of them.
Yes. Go for it.
Okay, so can Fedwin take 2 of his javelins in one hand or no?
No.
Are these human-sized javelins or giant-sized javelins?
I'd say they're giant-sized.
To really get his arm out of commission, Fedwin is gonna aim for the guy in front of him, like right in the shoulder.
Okay. Cool. We're going for the knight or the bandit.
The bandit.
Cool. So
The
yeah.
one, wait,
roll
no,
to
no, no,
hit.
the one that hurt my son.
Yes. So that would be the bandit. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So this will be considered flanking because Theo is adjacent. So I will. This is advantage.
Oh, cool. I get to hit with advantage? Cool.
Yes.
I got a 12.
Yes. You do not hit. So you, with your eyes filled with fatherly, motherly rage, tearing up, you swing wildly with this javelin, and just aim like you're fighting someone your own height, and just go right over his head.
Can I fall on them? Like, can I help my boy in any
I'm gonna
way?
be like, don't worry, Dad, we're good.
Oh, I never thought I'd hear those words. I love you too, son.
I didn't say that, but thanks.
I love you too.
As you're hearing these cries, Polly, you realize it is your time to shine. It is your turn.
I'm going to attack them with my sword.
Yeah, so you charge up and you run up, and are you going for this bandit or are you going for this knight?
Let's try the knight.
Yeah, okay. Roll to hit. You will have advantage because there is still flanking with where Theo is standing.
Perfect position.
You do definitely hit, yes. Even as you watch him brace to try and block your attack, you just overpower him with rage for the fatherly son bond that is going on.
8. Take that, you!
And as this is happening, you slash into him, even pushing his sword back down as he tries to block your attack. Slamming into his armor, you don't really chip it, but you see that you get in between where the metal connects, and you watch as a red pours out.
He's filled with Kool-Aid.
So much
That's
Kool-Aid.
right, little guy. That's right. What is Kool-Aid?
You know what? Kool-Aid's canon in this world. You know what Kool-Aid is.
Yes, the red
Oh no! Oh
Kool-Aid.
no! Oh yeah! We did it. We got out
Yes,
of the
out
That's
of-
how
tower.
we lost.
Yes, you are all now very confused that the Kool-Aid Man stands bursting through a wall 50 feet in the air. All right, and is there anything else you would like to do, Polly?
No, that would be it.
All right, cool.
Heal bonus, maybe.
Nope, that's it. All right, leading on to Thatcher, who hears your cry for healing, and he plays out this very nice tune. And as he's strumming through his guitar, you all feel a sensation healing you for a total of 8 health as he's playing this music, and you feel even like it's coating all of your wounds as everyone within a 60-foot range is friendly, and he's for some reason still considering you all friendly to him.
Back up to full. Thanks, Thatcher, buddy.
Wait, did he do that for everyone in the party?
Yes, for everyone in the party. You all got 8. Yep.
Wait, what if we were already full?
You got nothing.
Okay, never mind.
You just felt good for a second.
Yes.
Oh, what's that tingling sensation?
That would be an erection.
Oh, it's gone.
And
Never
that's
mind.
erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. And that is
Oh no, I had that a long time ago. It surely didn't stick around.
Yes, it's like the cold. Once you get enough
Yeah.
antibodies, just goes away.
And with that, the knight looks around and goes, "Nice move, Thatcher," and just swings into Fedwin, which a 19 and a 24 hits, yes?
Yeah.
Swinging deep into your chest, and he looks at you and goes, "Don't you hurt my boy," and swings his blade down as you take 11, following by another grand 7 damage with a total of 18 gashing into you.
You would actually want to associate Thatcher as your son. Oh my.
No,
How misguided you've been.
I'm talking about this one, and he puts his hand on the shoulder of the bandit standing beside him. He goes,
Oh, that's fine. That's totally understandable. Oh, that's much better. Absolutely. I understand. Brothers in arms.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. But ow, oof. Yeah, you got me good, mate. Yeah, I'm gushing.
"Yeah, what is your health right now?"
4.
All right, and as that happens, you just hear from the background, "Oh, okay. I will do what I can to patch you up."
I'm gonna go, Papa.
And as this happens, with this final thing, you see Thatcher uses the bonus action. He goes, "Hey, numbnuts, over here!" And you watch as now this knight looks over and goes, "Numbnuts? I thought we were drinking buddies!" And now you know he's going to have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws until the end of Thatcher's next turn. Following that, Theo, it is your turn again.
Yes, of course. I'm going to use my short sword and attack the plate knight,
Yep, you will have advantage.
the knight of many plates. On crit. That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
Yes, so it does not hit. You swing wildly with now, for some reason, tears in your eyes as you watch him gouge into Fedwin. Everyone's just crying.
As I'm doing it, I'm gonna say, I have no idea why I'm so emotional right now.
That would be the hormones from my breast milk.
You see as the knight is about to be ready to swing again, there's a moment of pause. What? Brett, do you understand this? And he turns to the bandit and he's like, "No, I'm as lost as you are." What? And they both kind of turn to you combat stop, and they're like, "You feed off of this? I thought he was a man."
Yeah, I'm just as confused as you. I don't remember him giving me anything to eat, let alone any fluids to drink.
It was gaseous breast milk.
And on that, Bellini, sticking out of the puke pocket, it is your turn.
Would you say that the disadvantage from the poison is offset by the advantage I get from Polly's
Advantage from Polly's thing? What do you mean?
thing? For against the plate guy?
No, that only attacks for melee.
Oh, I'm a magic missile.
Magic missile? Alright, roll to hit. As this fog, as you're breathing in, is clouding your focus. So, as you do this, you cast it, and just as everyone is confused in this conversation, you watch as this knight swings his blade and just somehow redirects your magic missile. Or at least it looks like it, though he's more depting himself out of the way as it just swings wild past him.
Ah, shoot. We also probably should have gone after the leather guy. He's still up.
Correct.
And then I just like sit back in the pocket.
Yeah, you hear kind of he settles back in like his turn is done, and just hear a as he settles himself into it. And can everyone roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I feel like that the vomit would soon get cold. Like
I got a 6.
19.
I got a 9.
12.
So yeah, as you guys are now standing further in this fog, you're breathing it in a bit more. You all start getting hazy in your vision. And as this notices, everyone except for Fedwin, I guess it's just because you're so high up that the fog hasn't gotten to your face yet, as it billows the room, because they're used to fighting people 8 feet and below. They didn't plan for that high up of a person. They watch, and as you're now swaying back and forth, taking 1 point of poison, and your first attack on your next round is going to be at disadvantage. And as this happens, you hear, looks like the wonderful use of this gas where it really makes you focus in battle is finally taking effect.
Could you open a window, maybe? Like, you guys can't really be feeling that great with it, too. I mean, just take a deep whiff right now.
Don't worry, we've been taking our breaths too. We're just a little more used to it. But for the meta knowledge, we have been rolling for it.
Oh, okay, cool.
As he says that, this time landing only 1 hit on you as he swings his blade down in this casual conversation. Right before he hits, you hear, "I'm sorry," with another 5 damage slashing in as he hits the side of your leg where you were Charlie Horse before.
Oh, my boy!
And I'm gonna go, oh, it's okay. If you could try to hit the other leg, this one's already a little wounded.
Yeah,
you didn't
my
know,
bad.
so that's fine. You didn't know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But
My
just,
bad,
like,
my bad.
for future reference,
It's just dominant side. It's just habit.
yeah,
My bad,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad.
that's totally cool. Yeah.
Okay, off T. And now, Fedwin, it is your turn.
Man, these guys are gentlemen.
I'd like to take my warhammer out, and I'd like to swing at leather guy.
Okay, swing, you have advantage.
14.
Yeah, so you, just tears in your eyes, confused,
My
blurry.
boy.
My boy!
Look how
Swinging
they
into this.
massacred my boy.
Just missing. You're hearing the loud thuds. You're seeing like the walls like shimmy. Even like the smoke for a second clears where you slam into the ground. And he just goes, "Whoa! Almost got me!" And Polly, it is your turn as you're now seeing this frantic, emotional Fedwin just raging, trying to hit. And if you're going for the knight, it will be regular because disadvantage from the smoke, advantage from flanking.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
do that.
So go and swing.
22.
22 definitely hits as you, once again, you even see him kind of turn to you and try and block with his blade, but you are just overpowering this 8-foot orc wearing plate mail, just slashing into him. Roll for damage, please.
I rolled it with my dice. It was a 6 plus
Nice.
a 4, which is a 10.
Ooh.
Take that, you!
You slash into him and just, even every time he's trying to block you, you're just overpowering him, just shield and sword going in on him. And so, as this is all happening, Thatcher starts playing a different tune, and you see as this bandit who has been hacking into you all of a sudden turns to Fedwin, who is crying, and just hear a and falls to the ground, now beneath the smoke, but you still know where he is by just this cacophony of laughter as he is now laying on the ground, just rolling in fit of just laughing like nothing else could get him up.
How ugly would you consider this laughter to be?
It is hideous.
Oh.
Hey.
Nice.
And just as this is happening, the music is playing, and you all can hear kind of the waves work as like what would affect it to you, Theo. It sounds similar to what he did when you cut one of his strings.
Nice.
All right, and with that, it is now the knight's turn, who is going to turn to Fedwin. And neither of those hit, so him trying to like now swing wildly at you, but not stepping on his partner is just can't seem to get a slash on you as you're sobbing in front of this now crying bandit, leaving it with now Theo. It is your turn.
So I have advantage, disadvantage, right? 'Cause I'm
Correct. So it'd be
flanking.
negative.
It'd be neutral.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
because he's on the ground, any melee attacks are advantage, or is that just auto crit?
It is advantage, and this is generally I don't apply double advantage, but because of all the cancels out and then this, I will say you have advantage.
Okay. And would that be an auto crit because he's on the ground, prone, or no?
No, you
Oh,
still
that's
have
only
to
for
hit.
unconscious
So,
people.
yes.
It's 19.
So yeah, as he is laughing on the ground, you just kind of see your opportunity and just stab down in the ground, and you hear a weird like as you stick into his leg. But even like there's a moment where he's like, oh, and he starts screaming, and finally his laughter kind of subsides. So like as you're stabbed into him, you hear the laughing kind of stop as more realization of pain that is before him.
That's gonna be 6, 4 plus 4, so 14 damage.
14? Yeah, so wow, yeah, you slash into him, and it as much as he's laughing at the beginning, it's kind of laughing like realizing the pain that is coming. His laughing turns into more of a like excruciating just growling of anger and pain.
Sorry, my dude. And then as a bonus action, could I use my dagger against the plate mail?
Yes,
Okay. And that would just be straight with no other advantage because the 2 canceled. out,
correct.
right?
Yep.
2 plus 4, 6.
Yeah, so you being able, as he is now, you're watching the knight try and not step on his friend. The second you like pin his friend down for a second, you just quickly slash his leg and are able to. It was 6 damage.
Yes. And then as I'm doing that, I'm gonna say, "I will save you, father."
What? And the knight, after you slash him, he's like, "What is even going on here? He looks younger than you."
The pail of breast milk.
Your own, or how does that?
Bellini, it is your turn.
I'm gonna firebolt. I guess
All right.
the guy in plate. Oh, I got a natural 19, and that would be plus 6.
And is that? Do you have to roll to hit regularly with firebolt?
I believe so. Sorry.
Then it'll be at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Yeah, range spell attack. So 19 or 5. So I got 11.
Yeah. So you once again with your haze of this just throw a fireball, but because you're like lounging in the pocket, it was more like a lazy throw to a garbage can and just goes over top. And once again, can everyone make me a Constitution saving throw?
Come on, serial killer dice.
I got a nat 1.
I got a 10.
Oh, tell me what happens.
15.
18.
So, Polly, you kind of just calming yourself and now realizing the stakes that are at hand and what's going on, you are able to focus your control and are able to see through all this and shrug off any damage that would have come. Same with you, Fedwin. Once again, it's just not high enough to even like get to your breathing range. Theo, what was yours?
I got a 10.
So yeah, you stabbing into him, the lunging down, your face goes into the smoke, and as you're just kind of like laughing with him, as he's kind of like laughing, because you just breathe in this smoke and take another point of poison damage. And Bellini, you lounging so relaxing, your head's even tilted back into the smoke
I'm blowing smoke.
as you
rings.
take this deep breath. Yeah, as you're now trying to enjoy this, like you saw that the way Polly was doing this was to fight it and calm himself and get himself in that situation, while as you thought, well, I better not fight the trip and just inhale deep, and for the next round you're going to be unconscious. You take 2 points of poison damage and are unconscious. Not in the sense of like death saves, but just you've zoned out, like just blacked out for a second.
Bellini is just loving it. He's fully checked out. He's just completely zonked, staring at the ceiling.
And lying in a pocket of his own puke.
And I think Polly's puke.
Which is now starting to get cold.
And this time, for the first time, you glance back and you see even Thatcher is now swaying back and forth a little bit. And with this, finally the bandit takes his move action and stands up, and he looks at you, Theo.
Oh,
He goes,
no. Mamma
"Oh,
mia."
Thanks for getting me out of that. That was too funny.
No problem. Remember, the other leg this time.
Yeah. And as you're saying this, he's like, huh, sure, and fakes you out, looking like he's going to hit
Oh.
that leg. And so you go to block it, and he quickly swings around.
Oh,
he got
and lands
me.
it, taking a total of first hit would be 9 damage. And as he does this, he fakes it, and as you turn to block it, he sweeps you out from under your legs and just kind of slashes on your leg and pommels you down as you hit. Spinning around, he looks at you, Fedwin, and does a 17 hit.
Yeah.
And he swings around, taking a step and another 8 damage as he sweeps out from under the leg and just lurches back to slash into you.
Father and son go down together.
And as this happens, he stops. You see him wipe his brow. He's sweating, like blood is going down from his face profusely. The various wounds. He's like, I have to admit, as much as this hurts, it has been one of the better fights we've seen in a while. I appreciate everything going on here today. The father and son thing's weird, but Fedwin, it would be your turn, so this will be your first death save throw. And now, Polly, it is your turn.
I can cast Spare the Dying as a bonus action,
Fedwin,
so I
you can
do
do
that for Fedwin.
Yep. Okay, so Fedwin, you are stabilized at 0.
No, and the father's supposed to sacrifice for the son.
Just give me one quick moment. I didn't know things would be this bad when my turn came around.
You gotta like reach through his legs and then like grab my leg and just kind of like yeet me across the room.
Just your body.
You know?
Just...
Ragdoll.
Throwing him across the room, clearing the smoke as he tumbles, landing at Thatcher's feet.
I like to think that because Fedwin's on the ground, it's more like a really weird like drag throw. So like my body's like it's like rolling wildly on the floor, limbs flailing everywhere. I'm gonna end up landing like those people in Family Guy, you know?
the arm the other way.
I'm gonna sort of jostle my pocket around. Wake up, little guy!
Roll me another Constitution saving throw, Bellini, to try and wake up.
12.
So yeah, like shaking a bag of gelatin, you just hear the sloshing of his puke go back and forth.
I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds on the armored guy.
Okay. And what do I have to roll for that, or do you have to roll?
I have to roll. It's a melee spell attack.
Okay, perfect. Go for it.
I don't have advantage, do I?
No, you don't.
19.
Nice. You're going for the knight, you said? Yes, you hit.
Okay, it's 3d10 damage.
Oh!
Okay, I will say you have a potential of knocking him out.
14.
14, you do not bring him down.
And it is necrotic, so I don't know.
Ooh. Yeah, so you do this and fire into all this, and you, as your blade glows a sickening green, though as matching some of the colors on your armor, you slash into him, and you just see as it kind of spreads on his chest, actually being through his plate mail. And you see he's still standing, but in behind his helmet, you see like the paleness under his eyes is like this sickening green. It looks like even made him a bit sick, if anything about it.
Now is your time to surrender!
And you see him kind of like wipe his eye, what would be sweat underneath his helm, and he goes, I can't, giving up isn't an option. We've agreed that we're not killing, but we've got to go until one of the parties are down.
Thatcher, I'm sorry for the way we treated you. I actually
I'm
kind
not.
of liked you. I was a lot the way you are as a young boy. I too wish to play music.
Can you roll me deception?
Oh no, that's the truth.
Okay.
Okay, maybe not the apology stuff necessarily, but kind of like feeling bad that we alienated him so much and now we really need his help, so.
So, just to
I don't
clarify
know if
first.
you think that's deception, but.
No, if you're being honest, I thought you were just trying to like a plea of help.
I mean, kind of. We're also feeling kind of bad because we clearly screwed ourselves over a little, but. I mean, he's been helpful, so I guess.
But yeah, as you say this and you're crying out, you hear like a moment of pause go by. More specifically, before there's a response, Fedwin, you're awake to hear this. You're unconscious, but you hear it. I'll give you a speak action if you really want. He screams out to Thatcher that Polly didn't really hate him and kind of feels bad for him.
Traitor.
You hear more of a pause go by. Yeah, okay. We got off on the wrong foot.
I only have
And he
one
strums
foot.
out this chord. And so yeah, he strums out this chord and in this song you just hear, "We might want to take a quick moment and just calm down." And you watch as this knight and this bandit are huffing, just exhausted. You see them both kind of relax for a second, goes, "Yeah, tea is a good idea. Tea is a good idea. Now aren't we all friends?" And everyone kind of mellows out for a second.
I like to think that Bellini and I are very mellow. We're unconscious at this point.
And this turn, the charmed creatures regard you as friendly acquaintances. So Thatcher has cast Charm Person at 2nd level using his final 2nd level spell slot to calm everyone down, and they are not hostile to you at this point in time. See? Everyone starts on the wrong foot. We're all just here to help each other.
Yeah, and tell us what the fucking keys are.
That's right. So how long does it last for? Just like one round?
It lasts
or-
for an hour.
Why did we start with that?
Excellent question. Thatcher, how do you suck so bad, man?
Oh, sorry. Who's been healing you? Who's been still standing?
You're unconscious, Theo.
Don't I need to make a death save?
I've already made your death save. The way that death saves work is I make them instead of you making them, because then to you guys, all you know is they have at most 3 rounds to live. Because my issue with it is when you guys are like, "I passed the death save," you're like, "Cool, I can leave the unconscious person alone for a round." Looking at an unconscious person, you don't know that information, so I roll them.
Speaking of, Polly does go over to Theo, like, as soon as he realizes the enemies are friendly for a little bit, and he's gonna cast Spare the Dying on him as well, so that he is stabilized.
As you're doing this, though, you do hear a little... And you see the bandit and them are like chugging like 1 potion each. And you see...
Can I force feed Theo bread?
Yes. You guys also still have the healing bread. So yes, you
Oh, we do
can...
have healing bread.
It would be 2d4 plus 2.
Would I make that, or would Bellini do it because he's force feeding?
Bellini would do it because he's force feeding you. Oh yeah, Bellini, you're still not...
I thought I was only unconscious for a turn. Has 6 seconds passed?
Yes, roll me another constitution throw.
God damn it. Fucking 2.
Yeah, no, you are still passed out and take another point of poison damage.
See, this is why I like to have like 400 dice because if one of them is just like not really working, I'm like, all right, I'll just use your 399 brothers. Like, that's fine.
I'm gonna
Yep.
pull Bellini out of my pocket and hand it to Fedwin and be like, please keep him out of the fog. I don't think it's doing him any good.
Is Fedwin conscious? I think Fedwin's unconscious.
Oh, wait.
No, Fedwin.
Oh, no, I
Fedwin's
just stabilized
stable.
him. He is unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll like Simba Bellini up into the air.
You need to force feed like all of us.
Before you start feeding, you hear Thatcher play a tune, and Fedwin, you wake up to the soothing sound of a lute being disrupted by the sound of Thatcher's voice as you feel
So wait, how much damage is Fedwin gonna take?
none. You're just grumpy. You gain another 9 health back.
First thing that Fedwin does is he goes over to Theo and he just looks down at him. It's like, son, wake up, son!
So wait, Polly has cast Spare the Dying on me.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
stabilized, so
Okay.
you're not gonna die, but
So
you...
I'm just sleeping.
Yeah,
At this
essentially.
point.
Fedwin force feeds him bread. Fedwin first chews it up himself and then feeds it like
Mama
a
bird it to me.
Can I force feed Bellini some bread?
Yes,
You gotta chew it
yes.
for him first.
And so anyone who takes this bread, it's 2d4 plus 2. You don't have to eat the entire bread, so essentially you've got 2 potions in this loaf.
I got 10. All right, we're back up, boys.
All right.
When I wake up and I see Fedwin and go, Papa, and I gotta like hug him.
You see that the knight and the bandit are now casually leaning against the wall, and they're like, "Aww, that's so cute."
So they're healing. Charm person. Does that mean they're charmed to everyone?
Just to Thatcher. All right, so yeah, as you guys are now bonding in fatherly son love, as you have now both risen to your feet to the sounds of Thatcher's music, the bandit and the knight leaning against the wall, sipping their potions, watching this. Everyone's kind of taking a 5-minute breather. Even the fog is taking a moment to break. Not as though it's lowering, but you don't really have to make the rolls until we're back into combat for the sheer fact of that would just be annoying and suck.
It's like the fog has kind of backed off. Is it Is this thinking fog? Hey guys, does your fog think?
You're like, no, and you look and he has a dial on the side of the wall. Not actually, though. They're both leaning like, once again, guys, just let us know when you're ready to go.
I like to imagine he has like a very long, like twisty straw
Yeah.
that he's drinking it from.
Go easy on the orange juice, Will. It's expensive. That's your
Keep it
second cup at
Keep
least.
it in. Keep it
Tell
in.
him,
Sorry.
No.
tell him to water it down a little bit.
Yeah, stretch it out.
Gross. Don't water down orange
You gotta
juice.
cut your juice with water. There's so much sugar.
Yeah.
That's why
I
you-
disagree.
Or
Orange juice is
bubble
like
water
a
and
snack.
make
You
it
just
like a-
you have a little bit and then but then you're just buying Orangina. Why not just buy Orangina?
Because then you stretch out the orange juice.
I truly don't understand what this conversation
Orangina
is
is
about.
not the same as orange. So.
And as you're saying this, you watch as the bandits kind of cap their potion and are like, oh, sorry, guys.
To start the combat, I want to mage hand slap the potion out of his mouth. I know he will have drank it, but like I still want him to waste the glass.
Sure. So everyone's like, he's like, yeah, so whenever you guys are wanting to and you are having this discussion on whether or not orange juice needs to be preserved, you hear a as there's now the bandit staring at his glass and the other one kind of slowly caps his. He goes, you know what? That's enough that I will count this as you or your companions doing anything harmful to the creature. The charmed person is broken.
In slapping him, I'm like, let's go, motherfucker! Wah!
You know what? To really make this moment more intense, Theo's gonna take off his shirt. Makes any moment way more intense.
Yeah, so you taking this moment, raging, for some reason taking off your shirt, but leaving your studded leather armor on for purposeful reasons. You just look more like a gimp than anything else as you're now charging into battle. But we're going at the top of the encounter, so as you do this, the bandit pulls out his sword and goes, "Not my caprice, son!" And are we going with the same locations we were at before, or where is everyone standing?
I assumed we were in the same location.
Yeah.
Polly is like a little further back, probably closer to the center of the room, but maybe only like 10 feet away.
Okay, Theo, you said your same location?
Yeah, I'm like still behind the.
Father and
Okay.
son are together.
I'm at like the fully opposite side of the room, just kind of
Cool.
hanging out.
How are you at
In
the
the very
opposite
back.
side but slapped it out of his hand?
Mage hand.
30 feet mage hand.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that you said that.
Yeah, so as you do this, as the glass hits the ground, the bandit pulls out his sword again and wildly swings at Theo, taking...
Oh lord, no.
What is your AC again, sorry?
16.
Hitting both times, taking 15 damage as he slashes into you.
That's okay, because now I'm just unconscious.
My boy!
Then when it's your turn...
Okay, enraged. I want to use my warhammer and swing violently at whichever one is closest to me.
You should activate your rage.
Yeah, are you actually raging for the first time
Yeah.
as a barbarian?
Yeah.
It seems insane that she hasn't done it before.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Cool. So, abilities of rage, you'll be taking half physical damage, as well as you are now adding an additional +2 to your damage. So, you scream my boy as you now swing to attack. You will have advantage.
I can't see my. I'm at 23.
23,
To
and
hit.
you're going for the bandit.
Whichever one's closest.
Definitely hits. Definitely hits.
So using my warhammer, 7.
7 damage. So yeah, you screaming my boy. You see the bandit turn around to try and block it, but the hammer is already slammed down onto him, and he shrugs it off as you see, like, whatever he got from the health potion is gone. Alright, that is now Polly's turn.
I'm going to attack the knight again.
Okay, you will not have advantage.
It's a natural one.
So yeah, you trying to just the second, because of how hard you were hitting him before, you think, I can take this a little easier. He doesn't know, and just swings his sword and knocks your sword out of your hand as you hear it clatter underneath the fog. What would you like to do with the rest of your turn?
I'm just gonna use my bonus action to spare the dying on Theo.
Okay.
You know, Tom, the more I think about what's happening here, maybe the revived rogue would work really well with what's going on.
All right, that's the rest of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would then be Thatcher's turn, who you hear this music fill your ears, Polly, as it is his last first level spell slot. And you feel powerful and brave and like you could really just do anything as you gain another 4 hit points. And for the next turn, you have advantage. You are immune to being frightened. It was not the spell I originally thought it was, but that's okay, because you're still healed a little bit. You are immune to being frightened.
Excellent.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, you hear him sing another tune toward you, and now you have advantage on your next check. So he may have given you something to help you find your sword. And with that, that is his turn. And the knight, seeing you unarmed, takes his time and swings down at you as both of these...
But I still have my shield.
Yes, and only one of these hit you as you are now frantically looking for your sword as his greatsword gouges into your chest, making you realize that combat is still happening. You block the second shot, though the first one still striking you with 11 slashing damage. And as you have this happen, it is now Theo's turn, who is stabilized. So you are just unconscious. You're good.
I would like to use my action to lay there and my bonus action to not move.
Yeah, you can do that. Bellini, it is your turn.
I rush up to Theo and feed him bread
Cool.
of the healing sort. So you get 7 hit points, Theo.
I'm alive.
Perfect. All right, the fog finally starts billowing in again. Can everyone make me con saves?
I got an 8, Tom.
I have a 6.
Got a natural 1.
I got a 6.
Yeah, Polly, you are unconscious. Not on hit points, but you just black out for a sec. So, Polly, you take 2 points of poison damage as you fall below the smoke. And can you roll me just a flat d20? We'll call this your luck check.
An 11.
Ooh, so as you fall, you do, in your unconscious state, hear the clatter as though your head hit off the hilt of your sword.
Oh,
Nice.
Everyone else, take your 1 point of poison damage, and your first attack on your next move will be at disadvantage. For Bellini, that'll be if a spell needs to hit, you have to roll for it. And now that brings us back to the bandit's turn, who is going to swing twice at Fedwin. Does an 18 hit?
yeah.
Alright, taking a whomping 6 damage as this bandit just slashes into you and goes, "What is with you in this gnome?"
Don't talk about my boy that way! Is that half because I'm raging?
It would be, so it'd be only 3 damage.
Okay, cool.
Alright, now that would be Fedwin, your turn.
Oh boy. So, the one who called my boy a weird looking gnome.
He never said weird.
You called him a weird, strange,
Is there something you're not telling me?
little man. Oh, you're gonna get it now.
I said gnome.
Yeah, I look at Bedouin. What exactly do you think of me?
Bedouin's gonna use his warhammer to make mochi out of this guy too.
Alright, so roll to hit.
Nah, 8.
So yeah, you after what sounds like insulting Theo, slam your hammer down beside him in just a rage.
Sounds like. What do you mean? What do you mean sounds
He
like?
loves you as a son.
Polly, it is your turn. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
I'm unconscious. Come on. 5 plus 2 is 7.
Yeah, so you just, now your hand limply laying on the hilt of your sword, you hear the groan of Polly as he's just too enamored by whatever this gas is. Following that would be Thatcher's turn, and Thatcher, out of spell slots, is going to sling his instrument over his shoulder, pull out a short sword, and scream running into the battle as he swings, finding a crit as he swings into this bandit with 8 damage as this bandit is now dodging out of your hammer. You hear the voice of screaming running by you, Fedwin, as you watch him plunge his sword deep into this bandit's chest. Alright, and that would be the knight's turn, who now seeing this is just going to turn to Thatcher and swing twice.
hitting both times. You're watching now as
Killing him?
10 plus 11 damage, 21. What is his hit points? He is still standing.
How is that possible?
What?
So now that would be Theo, your turn.
Am I flanking with Papa?
Yes, you are flanking with Papa.
So that would cancel out my disadvantage because I failed the con check.
Yes.
That's gonna be a 14 to hit.
And you're going on the bandit?
Bandit, yeah.
That does not hit.
Oh! Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna bust out my dagger and I'm gonna go for him again.
Yep.
Less than 14.
That still doesn't hit, surprisingly. And as you are swinging wildly, you just hear, man, that break really pumped us back up. How's it feel for you guys?
I have died twice since then.
Bellini, it is your turn.
Who looks more hurt? The bandit or the...
The bandit looks the more hurt of the two.
Okay, I'm gonna firebolt him.
Okay, roll to hit. At disadvantage.
Well, I already rolled a nat 1.
Well, you don't know. Maybe you do worse somehow. Get like a 0 or something.
Okay. I got a nat 20 on the other one. Are you
Cool. Okay, so
I just cry. But Lady takes his whole turn to cry. He just sits down and cries.
you want to roll me a d4?
Oh lord.
Yeah. 4.
Can you roll me damage, please, Bellini?
For which? Sorry, firebolt?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Don't worry. No matter what happens, you take
10.
half damage.
I know.
No.
No, it's fire.
Oh.
4.
4.
Oh, no.
So, Fedwin, as you're crying over your child, you feel the flames flick up the back of your head, even singeing a bit of your bowl cut, taking 4 fire damage.
And then I guess I don't know. Just again, probably sit down and cry.
So you see what little head is poking up above the smoke disappear as you hear the sobs as he is now below the fog.
Actually, sorry. I'd also like to use my movement to go beside Polly, if I need to feed him a potion
That's fair.
after.
So you sit down in the fog, and can everyone make me their favorite con saves, please?
Oh, jeez.
Fucking 21. Finally, I can do
Come
something.
on. Oh, bless up. 17.
And Fedwin?
12.
So, Polly, your defender wins, so you wake up and are able to get up. I'll say you don't take another point of poison damage, but you are at disadvantage. And Fedwin, you take... Or no, since you defender wins, you're good. But Fedwin, you take another point of poison damage as
And
fight at
avenge me,
disadvantage.
son, because I am down again.
Papa, no.
Wait, so do I have disadvantage on my next thing?
No, because you defender wins, so you are good, and you have your sword in your hand.
Huzzah!
And it's the bandit's turn. He looks and goes, Thatcher, I'm sorry, but it's the tower. I get it. As both of these hit, and he takes 10 damage as you watch as Thatcher is now like bleeding profusely, still standing, barely.
What? Oh my god. How?
Yeah, does he have like 1,000 hit points? Like, what's going on?
He's taken 2 hits. You see him.
He's taken at least 32 points of damage.
Yeah. And he's taken 2 hits as he's now panting, bleeding. He goes, I may not like you guys, but we're gonna get this banner.
Are we?
Theo, I think I have a crush on Thatcher now.
And now, Fedwin, it is your turn, so...
Oh lord.
Okay.
I'd like for my son to mama bird me some bread.
Don't worry, I'll do that. I don't have
And
really
Polly,
anything
it is your turn.
So the two.
The bandit
The
is
worst?
looking at the worst. The bandit is looking... Yeah, the
A
bandit
lot
is looking a
worse.
lot worse.
How much is a lot worse?
Like, between Thatcher and the bandit's hurting more.
Yeah, I'll attack the bandit if I can.
Cool. You will have advantage because of flanking.
God bless.
else. Thank God.
23.
Definitely hits.
Thank God.
6 damage, piercing.
So you just do enough to knock this one unconscious. You pick up your sword, pop out from the smoke, and just stab him in the shoulder as he goes, "Please remember, just unconscious."
I will be casting Spare the Dying as my bonus action to end my turn.
Sweet. And as this, it is now Thatcher's turn, who is going to swing his sword at the knight, not hitting as he is more just like half conscious with the amount of blood that is just pouring out of him. And it is now the knight's turn as he looks at
Doing great, sweaty.
as the knight looks at this bandit who is now just underneath the smoke, turns and goes, "My boy!" and swings twice at Polly. Does an 18 hit you?
Why doesn't Thatcher use his cutting words?
Because the sword's doing more than cutting word right now. And you take 7 slashing damage as this
Because
knight.
cutting words just it like trips up the enemy so that whatever you roll with your bardic dice is subtracted from whatever they rolled.
No, cutting word is damage.
No, cutting words is not damage.
Oh, I'm thinking of vicious mockery.
Yeah. Because if Thatcher
Okay.
did that, that could help Polly a little bit.
He doesn't have that.
Oh, he does. Oh, that's right. Because it's okay. You're right.
Okay.
That would make more sense.
Cool. So, Polly, with 7 damage, what were you saying?
Oh Lord.
Oh!
My aching joints.
My bones!
So,
My poor bones!
Theo, it is your turn as you are seeing, like just gophers popping up and down from the smoke.
I look at Polly. Is he still alive?
I am alive!
Just want to make sure.
He has pressed the life alert button.
Help is on the way, old man.
I am very alive! Don't you worry about me for a moment. I'll show this child how it's done. I learned a thing or two more in my day.
Bellini said he was running up to Polly, which means you do have flanking to the knight.
I'm going to attack the knight with my short sword. I'm going to whisper something into it, and I'm going to be like, "For my father!" And then I'm going to swing at the knight.
Yeah, you have advantage.
17 plus 6.
You definitely hit.
And you know what that means?
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Damage. 13 damage.
This knight is standing barely. You see he is ready to drop, but he has some
I have
little...
a bonus action.
Yes.
Dagger! 15 plus 4, 19.
That just beats his AC, so please roll me damage. What's your bonus to this? 4?
4.
No matter what, you kill him. How would you, or
I did
you
it.
unconscious him?
I
How
got a 5. I'm gonna charge at him, leaving the sword in his back or whatever. And I'm gonna say, "I am so sorry. This was such a good fight." And then I'm going to leap at him into the air and just plunge the dagger into a non-vital organ.
So yeah, you kind of jab it more shoulder than anything, and you tell that like he probably could keep going, but he feels you deserve what's going on, so he's like, "I understand," and just feigns down.
We did it.
I rush over to Fedwin and feed him bread.
Yeah. So unlike a baby bird, you feel bread unchewed enter your mouth, Fedwin.
So dry.
Bellini has tiny, tiny hands. So he could just pick, they're like bite size. He's just placing them in your mouth.
Yes, if anything, if you were to gasp for air, it'd be more of a choking hazard, but somehow it revives you.
I feel like that was way too close to being a bad time. We went down so much there, guys.
Fedwin gets up and dusts himself off, and he goes to Thatcher. But he doesn't get down on his level. He just looks directly down at him, okay?
Yep.
And he says,
Oh no.
Thatcher, you're not good looking. I'm telling you that now. You're bald, yet your voice sounds like a newborn scraping its baby nails on a chalkboard. I fear for the woman who will spend her life with you, for you only can cast Spare the Dying on a person's ears so many times. But You helped me in combat, and I suppose that is one positive to your otherwise unbearable self.
Savage.
Fedwin, you didn't rage until, like, the very end of the combat. I don't think you even know you're a barbarian. You're kind of annoying. Thanks for not letting me die. And he takes the dagger off the belt and starts walking down the tower.
Well, I don't feel very inspired, although I still think I like you.
I throw a dagger at Thatcher.
Okay, roll to hit.
What? No. Can I stop this? I want to catch the
17
thing.
plus 6.
And
Yeah,
I want
that
to catch
hits.
the dagger if he's throwing it at him.
Okay, roll me a dexterity check, we'll say.
Fucking, oh, so good. 23. I rolled a 19.
So yeah, as this dagger is about to hit, you see Bellini throws his hand out, and Mage Hand kind of catches the dagger right before it hits.
Darn.
Can we stop fucking with it? Well, like, we're done. Can we just
He
go home?
insulted
We
my
haven't
body.
time
Polly's
to be.
gonna try and hobble to catch up with Thatcher real quick. Can he?
Yeah, you catch up. He's not walking quickly. Like, this man,
Really destroyed those
I'll put it
knees.
this way, he had 3 health left. So he's just like,
I have 3 health
I
left.
would have killed him with that dagger.
I'm gonna put my arm around Thatcher and go, you know, boy, you did good in there. You might be alright after all. And I think we all kind of owe you. So as a favor
I'm sprinting down the
from
stairs.
me, I'll give you something from my bag of treasures.
here, well, I think I liked you the most out of that group. So, and you hear a couple clinking jars, and he hands you a health potion. He goes, I'll take whatever you think I deserve out of that bag. That was good work in there, boy.
I'm just gonna roll to pick a random item out of the bag.
So yeah, you all are walking down the staircase, just tired, beaten, and you look outside, and because of that rest you took where you all called tea, it's past midnight.
Shit! You guys! If we just fucking hurried up!
Thatcher.
I am very defeated.
Polly pulls out of his bag a very ornate Ace of Spades playing card and hands it to Thatcher. This
You
is
see,
one
he
of
takes
my
it.
most prized possessions.
You see he takes it, and like he looks at it, and it's a nice quality, and he's like, you know what? I'll always remember this, and he puts it in the brim of his hat.
Wow, cool guy move.
But don't go thinking that you're an ace, because you are not at all, by any means, an ace. You are more so the joker, or perhaps the 2 in a deck of cards.
2s can be wild, though.
I
Never forget
Will
that.
end you if you ever come close to me and potentially my future wife, big one. You're never welcome in my bar.
Why is he so rude? I simply say things the way they are. My mother got raped. It's just a fact. And your voice is very hard on the
And
ears.
he
It's just a
quickly
fact.
grabs your collar and brings you down to his level. Your trauma doesn't justify being a dick to everyone else, and just throws you off to the side.
I'd like to punch him
I'm
in
not
the
a
back
dick.
of his kneecap.
I would like to give him a
I would
crisp
like to
high five.
try and stop the violence from happening.
You're on my list, Thatcher! And Fedwin starts furiously scraping the name Thatcher into his wooden leg. But he can't read or write, so he's writing it like in symbols.
Yeah, only you know it's Thatcher. It's like, I don't want to know what you've scribbled in.
I would like to message jazz music in everyone's head. So, like, elevator music. Just de-escalate the situation as much as I can.
You even see, like, Thatcher is Thatcher is, like, begrudgingly snapping along. Eventually, you get back, and Thatcher slams the table down in front of the barbarian, Shazung, and he just goes, here's your dagger. Can I have my banner? And he looks and he goes, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised you actually made it this far. Yeah, and he quickly climbs up the pole, tears it down, brings it back, hands it, and as you glance over, you see that the knight and the bandit are now leaning against a chair around a fire, and they quickly hand out their flask to you and goes, we promised you a drink.
I'm going to accept, and I'm going to drink. And give them a high five also.
Polly
That was a good
will
fight.
as well.
Realizing that we're already screwed on this time, Bellini jumps into a full, like, cup and is just drinking at, like, a hot tub, essentially.
Yeah.
You can jump into Fedwin's cup.
What is with you and cradling people?
I said cup! I said cup! He can go into my cup. I can drink it, and it can be like a martini. He can be like the olive in a martini, except in my ale.
He is green.
Well,
it
I'm
works.
also drinking this
Yeah,
cup.
okay.
I keep switching cups as, like, Fedwin tries to grab me. I'm like, no, wait, I want my own cup.
So you want to drink a cup of ale whilst within my cup of ale.
No, he doesn't want to be in your cup.
Okay.
So, yeah, as this happens, the night's going and you're all drinking. Now you're kind of sharing stories with everyone. Thatcher's talking to a different group of people.
Rude.
Quote unquote friends of his. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you see, like, he's playing music. He's like, people are laughing at his jokes. Like,
Oh, gross. He's probably put a spell on them again, just like before, when he was saying, oh, suddenly when I play this lute, everyone likes me. Well, that's probably what's happening here. He's playing a spell. He's essentially date raping all of them with laughter.
And good times.
so yeah, the night goes on, and what would you guys like to do?
I am blackout drunk, riding Satini around the
Yeah.
area. Just barely holding on and having him do laps. And I feel like at night, he's just especially energetic.
Okay.
Hey, old man.
Yes.
Now, old man, what I've learned is that our friend Bellini, I think he swings for the other team. You know what I mean? He likes partners having the dangly bits, yeah?
Sure.
Now, I've never asked yourself, where does your interests lie?
Oh, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there.
You know what? I'm realizing that was too broad of a question. Do you like women?
Of course. Who doesn't like women? They're all smelling good and they...
This plan is just coming together. I think that we should dress you up to marry Cecilia.
No, marry. No,
We can
no.
save her!
Never marry anyone. Certainly not anyone named Cecilia.
Oh,
Think
look
of it,
at that.
Polly and
You.
Cecilia.
Oh,
what
a
would
gem.
they say?
You're an absolute gem, Polly, and I want to save that poor
see,
girl.
You're not listening. You asked me if I liked women, and who doesn't like women? Just like a fine carpet doesn't mean that I want to marry one. Not
Well,
to mention,
it's only on
I
paper. You don't
believe
have to
in
take her
marriage,
with
the
us.
whole
We can leave her in the
nonsense. Now I
castle.
have to share my things with you. I certainly think not.
So what I got from that is that you're on board.
No.
So I
A
just
very
like to...
firm no.
Whatever I just heard here is exactly what I didn't understand half of that conversation.
We're keeping it like that.
Exactly. That's all I'm requesting.
Fedwin keeps drinking as he realizes he's failed to procure Cecilia as an acceptable other option.
Why don't you ask one of these fine men here if they would like to marry Cecilia?
Well, yeah, actually, anyone would be a better option than Thatcher. In fact, I think Nayra had a brother. I think his name was Pfis. I might have to...
I don't think Cecilia would be very interested in a horse, though. See,
Why
that's
wouldn't
something
anyone
more
be interested
to
in a
your
horse? They have a
taste.
heavy, strong
Not
back.
so
They got
much
wide
a
hips
normal
that you can
person's
ride on. I
taste.
think it's excellent.
No.
Once you go horse, you can never go back.
Can I ride Satini over
Yeah,
to
go
Theo?
for it.
Can Polly slowly try to just get Fedwin super drunk so he forgets the whole thing?
Sure. Fedwin, can you roll me 3 con saves?
Fedwin happily drinks because this is a hard thing to come to realization that there's a poor girl out there that's gonna have to marry Thatcher. So, he just drinks heavily.
Cool, yeah, you get blackout.
We really just condemned this woman.
Oh god, Thatcher. He's awful.
Alright, Bellini, what would you like to do as you approach Theo?
I am just completely tipsy, riding on Satini going, Theo, We are going to party! You kind of look like a gimp. Let's go into that weird crowd.
You did never put your shirt on.
and then I pull out my disguise kit.
And he's gonna slowly just like drop the shirt on the ground. Yeah, let's go.
I pull out my disguise kit, and then I'm like, but we need a little bit of color flavor. I'm thinking pink and bright green. Which one do you want?
Bright green, yeah.
Bright green? And then I just like slap paint that is bright green all over him.
I'm gonna ask him if he has anything to stuff a certain region to make it more plump.
I just fill the rest of the disguise kit in his pouch there.
Just basically a whole Pringles can. Is what we're...
Yeah.
So yeah, as this night goes on, you all party and the night fades away. With this whole partying plan and packing your junk, are you guys planning on anything here?
I think the moment we get in the group, I'm like wingmanning Theo as much as I can, and then the moment I see Theo start to hit off with someone, I just vanish.
Okay.
Fedwin is walking around and asking for people to hold his hair because he feels like he's gonna vomit. However, whenever he does feel his vomiting coming on, he likes to stand over Thatcher.
That's the weird thing is you notice Thatcher isn't there.
He went back without
He's
us.
going to collect the gold without us. Do we all notice that he's gone?
You do notice he's gone.
Thatcher.
We must return to the castle. We're not letting that twat marry that poor Cecilia. Let's go!
I'm assuming we're gonna get on our horses, right? Like we traveled with the
I'm
horses.
assuming
Just
so.
fucking shit-faced.
We're all drunk. And we're just hightailing it.
Don't ride drunk.
Guys, you can't ride your horses drunk.
You
I'll
can
take
ride me
Fedwin's.
drunk, and I've
You
ridden
can
neighbor
take
drunk
Polly's.
multiple
Polly will
times.
take Bellini's, and Bellini will take my horse.
Isn't that the plot to The Great Gatsby?
Essentially, yes. Because we're not. You can't ride your horse drunk. So as long as we each ride someone else's horse, we're fine.
I think Bellini's already fully cut his losses and is just like super willing to turn up very shit-faced and be like, all right, we realized we didn't make the midnight. We did the job. We're
I think
showing
he
up
did say we
hungover."
get 50 gold if we get it done. Was it within
Yeah.
a day or something?
It was
Yeah.
before
you
the next
just-
sunrise, yeah.
Yeah, so we
So
should
quick,
definitely go
Andre,
back before
Andre,
the sun
Arriba,
comes
Arriba.
up. Do we all have this drunk realization as we're hanging around the campfire?
Yeah, I guess when Fedwin is trying to find Thatcher to puke on him, he starts asking the party where Thatcher is, and you all realize that like Thatcher has already left.
He's going to try and collect our reward.
God, I knew we couldn't trust that Thatcher.
Honestly, we were kind of dicks.
After we were nothing
But
but
also,
nice and
What
supportive.
are you talking about? Did you not hear what I said to him after battle? That I actually thanked him.
Among a lot of other things.
A lot of
I
other
think We
facts.
should just
Facts.
go.
Let's go.
We want our gold.
Fedwin picks up his horse and starts running.
We ride horses
did
here.
ride
we have
horses,
horses.
yes.
We had a camp.
Yeah, you guys head back, and as you get back, or what's up?
Who's the most sober? Make sure to
everyone-
I was the most sober. I was trying to butt in earlier and nobody let me say it, but while I was trying to get Fedwin drunk, Polly is not actually that big of a drinker, so generally tries not to get completely blackout. I will accept that he is very tipsy,
Yeah,
but he's generally
you-
not
But no more.
huge.
pretty
Well,
much.
because he's just so old, he cannot handle the hangover,
Yeah,
okay?
so pretty much essentially the way you were is like you were taking sips whenever people were like cheering because you were in a barbarians camp. So like every so often you just hear like yeah, and you'd be like yeah. But yeah, so you're the most sober out of all of them, and you essentially can like it's like herding cats in that you would be riding with them and you'd watch Fedwin kind of start drifting to the left, so you'd need to ride against him and push him back into the group, and you'd see that Theo would be riding and get distracted by whatever, and so it takes you probably an extra like half hour to get there, but you make it there.
Question, why don't I just ride the dominant horse and lead the way?
Because I don't know horses. I was proud that I knew like Mastiff and Clydesdale.
Isn't that a kind of dog?
Mastiff is a dog.
That's my well. Here we go, proving my point. I'm not a horse.
We should
girl.
keep this part in here.
Okay. Sorry, it's not my fault. Grew up in the country.
apparently miniature ponies and normal
Yeah.
He
ponies.
just had the one.
Yes,
That normal
It's
pony
more.
one.
It's infinitely more than Tom.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That's
the
zero.
only farm that I grew up on was my grandparents, and they did very small animals. There were no horses. I'm deprived of horses. I've never even ridden one.
Depending on how often horses are kept together, dominant one will usually tend to lead the way. Like with our ponies, they were brothers, and my pony, Chico, was very lazy and just sort of followed his brother.
Gotcha, okay. So yeah, as this ride goes on, you eventually get there, and you see that Thatcher is now trying to saddle up and looks to be heading back toward your direction.
Murder them.
Okay, by this time, have we sobered up a
A
little bit?
little bit. You're still, like, if you were close to blackout, you're now at the point where, like, a selfie in the bathroom would sound like a good idea.
Oh God.
I message Thatcher, and I'm just like, hey, we good, right?
Shorty.
Yeah, and there's a couple, like, you see the dots going, and eventually it's just the response of, what?
I said we good. We're here. We did the thing. So we just gotta talk to the guy and get gold, and we're done.
It's already done. You guys were partying. I figured you deserved your coin. I was gonna go drop off the flag and pick it up, since it had to be before sunrise.
Thank
Well,
you
we're here, we're
for
here.
telling us
Well-
all
well-
that you were going to do that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
thanks
how many
for
times do you
not
tell me that-
telling us anything, Thatcher.
Literally none of them are saying anything to him because I'm messaging him. We're so
Oh,
far
sorry,
away.
yeah.
still.
Oh my gosh.
You know, your voice is just...
You just hear them talking loudly in the distance.
I'm hearing the screaming in the distance. You do realize you told me to shut up for the majority of the almost 24 hours I've known you.
Hey, this was a job. We can agree to that. We don't have to like each other, but we do have to honor
Which
the
is
agreements.
why I was getting your pay so you could all go party, and I'd just drop it off at the camp for you.
Now that sounds responsible.
What about our interaction has made you think we trust you? I mean, honestly, I don't have a problem with you, but I know us as a group probably don't trust you. So we're here to also collect.
All right, well,
Just wait there a sec. We'll be with you in a sec.
no. And he just, like, you hear the next message being like, I'm leaving at this tree. You're less than 50 feet away. I'm leaving.
Stay there.
I can just imagine a large bird swoops down and takes her home.
You see as there are 4 pouches hanging tied to a tree just outside of the Gaunt Keep.
Wait, sorry. Can I try to persuade him to stay there?
Sure,
I have a surprise.
roll persuasion.
Oh yeah. Oh baby. 24.
So with message, you hear a lot of just like silence, and eventually you just see him get off the horse in the distance, lean against the tree, and fine.
I apologize for all of our actions. Honestly, not the best introduction, but in the end, here. And then I hand him 10 gold. I'm like, have a good marriage or whatever. Honestly, I didn't listen to a lot of what you said. Maybe that's why I don't hate you as much. Have a good life, man.
I wish everyone except for the big one. You're welcome to my bar anytime. I'm not gonna give you anything for free, but you're welcome in.
Wow, he's ableist.
Yay.
He's
Chin.
ableist. I bet there's not even a ramp for the wheelchairs.
Wheelchairs weren't invented. Oh no, they
And
would
also
be.
you could
They
walk.
would be. But yeah, he doesn't even acknowledge your response.
Is it because my skin's blue? Is it you don't like the way I look? Because guess what? A lot of people in my village didn't like the way that I looked. I can be helpful. I'm strong. I'm tall. Yeah, you just think you're top shit.
You're saying this as he is like riding away on his horse.
I'm gonna try and pat Fenwin on the shoulder, then realize it's too high up, pat him on the elbow or something.
Yeah, it's like lower back.
He's too far gone. It's okay.
This isn't over, Thatcher. I will remember you. And this is not over at all.
And as you are now insulting him off into the distance, the quietness breaks. You see the sun finally rising, as you have not slept at all this day. And on that point, this is where I will sign off for the night and leave us. To our listeners, thank you for taking the time to listen. This is SEP episode 4, which means you've committed at least 4 hours of your day or
And we are so sorry about that.
you can find us at our various handles. Currently, what are our handles for the websites we've got, guys?
Dice Guys Crit Last for Twitter. Dice Guys Crit Last for Twitch. What are the other ones we got, Damon?
YouTube. We have YouTube. Eventually, we'll have a Spotify. I think. Not exactly sure how that's gonna work,
Yeah.
but eventually.
And if you want to reach out to us, you can send an email to diceguyscritlast@gmail.com.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's it.